Welcome back to Eternal Bible Stories. In our last episode, Joseph interpreted the dreams of Pharaoh's officials while imprisoned, one restored, the other executed. But Joseph was forgotten by man. Now, 2 years later, God's perfect timing is about to unfold. This is the story of Genesis chapter 41, Pharaoh's dreams and Joseph's rise, from prison to power. 2 full years had passed when Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile River. 7 sleek and fat cows came up out of the river and grazed among the reeds. After them, 7 other cows, ugly and thin, came up out of the Nile and stood beside the fat cows. Then the ugly cows ate up the 7 sleek fat cows. Pharaoh woke up. He fell asleep again and had a second dream. 7 heads of grain, healthy and good, were growing on a single stalk. After them, 7 other heads of grain sprouted, thin and scorched by the east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 healthy, full heads. Then Pharaoh woke up. It had been a dream. In the morning, Pharaoh's mind was troubled. He sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but no one could interpret them. Then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, "Today I am reminded of my shortcomings. 2 years ago, when Pharaoh was angry with his servants and imprisoned us, we both had dreams. A young Hebrew was there with us, a servant of the captain of the guard. We told him our dreams, and he interpreted them accurately. I was restored to my position, and the baker was impaled, just as he said. So Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from the dungeon. He shaved, changed his clothes, and came before Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Joseph, 'I had a dream, and no one can interpret it. But I have heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it.' 'I cannot do it,' Joseph replied, 'but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires.' Then Pharaoh told Joseph his dreams. Joseph said, 'The dreams of Pharaoh are one and the same. God has revealed what he is about to do. The 7 good cows and the 7 good heads of grain represent 7 years of abundance. The 7 thin cows and the 7 withered heads of grain are 7 years of famine. There will be 7 years of great abundance throughout Egypt, followed by 7 years of severe famine. The famine will be so devastating that the abundance will be forgotten. The reason Pharaoh had the dream twice is because the matter has been firmly decided by God, and God will do it soon.' Joseph continued, 'Let Pharaoh appoint a wise man and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. Let commissioners be appointed to collect 1/5 of the harvest during the 7 years of abundance. Store up the food in cities for use during the 7 years of famine, so the country may not be ruined.' The plan seemed good to Pharaoh and all his officials. So Pharaoh asked them, 'Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?' Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, 'Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you.' Pharaoh took his signet ring and put it on Joseph's finger. He dressed him in fine linen and placed a gold chain around his neck. He had Joseph ride in a chariot as his second in command, and people shouted before him, 'Make way!' Joseph was given a new name, Zaphanath-Paneah, and a wife, Asenath, daughter of a priest. Joseph was 30 years old when he entered Pharaoh's service. During the 7 years of abundance, the land produced plentifully. Joseph stored up huge quantities of grain, like the sand of the sea. Before the years of famine came, Joseph had 2 sons, Manasseh, 'God has made me forget all my trouble,' and Ephraim, 'God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering.' Then the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had said. Famine was in all the other lands, but in Egypt there was food. People came to Egypt from all over the world to buy grain from Joseph, because the famine was severe everywhere. And so ends this extraordinary chapter. Joseph, once a prisoner, now a ruler, elevated by God's purpose and wisdom. When man forgets, God remembers. When the time is right, he lifts us up for his glory. If this story encouraged your faith in God's timing and providence, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more timeless Bible stories brought to life. We'll be back soon with the next episode, as Joseph's family begins to feel the effects of the famine. Until then, may the eternal word guide you.